Hello and welcome to Trojan Talk. I'm your host, Aaron Taylor. With me today is Officer Rachel Farmer with the Troy University Police Department. Rachel, thanks for joining me here today.
Oh, it's nice to be here.
And here to talk about a new safety feature and app for Troy University students to try to help ensure some safety here called Omnilert. So if you can, just give us kind of an idea of what this new app Omnilert is all about.
It's a two-way street. You've got, as we have discussed, the texting anonymous, and then a call alert button. I know that a lot of the students are familiar with the call alerts all over campus. There are stations located at different places. This is basically carrying that station with you on your phone. If anything were to happen, you get on the app, you hit the call button, and it's going to immediately send us your location and an emergency notice that you're in need of help. Also, on the other end where you have the texting anonymous, you can feel uncomfortable but not want to be on the phone or talking, and you can send in a text message about whatever is going on at your location, and we'll get that as well.
And this is on the phone. Students can download this app, but once again, you said it is a convenient way, puts the connection to the University Police Department in the palm of their hands, and and when time could be of the essence.
Yes, very much so. That's when I have gotten out and spoke with the students. That's one of the big things is it's going to come to us immediately. It's not a long phone call to 911. You're hitting that button and we instantly get alerts on our work phones that this is going on and that we need to be en route.
And of course, with that app, you mentioned there, because on campus for years we've had the call towers and the emergency call towers, but you've got to get to one of those towers if you need to use it, and sometimes that's not there. But as we all know, college students, they always have their phone with them.
Oh, absolutely. That phone is in the palm of your hand, so it's an easy emergency access right there located on you.
And you talked about the confidential tip line, and I've looked at the app and saw that this opportunity to be able to send this little confidential message, and I was actually talking with a few students about it, and they were talking about, the convenience of, if something were happening and they were kind of scared, but they didn't want to let people know around them, that you could send that little message and it'd be a little bit more discreet in making sure somebody can come and help you.
Yes, it's a way to be discreet. If someone were following you, you can text it as you're walking. That way it's not like you're alerting anybody around you that you're feeling uncomfortable. You can continue to get to a safe place as you're texting. It's also, you see something but you're unsure if that needs to be told to somebody, you can just send it in and say, okay, listen, I saw this. If it's any concern to you, here you go.
And that gets sent out to everyone that's on duty. So
yes.
so immediately the university police are aware of the situation. Yes. And of course, if they start getting the same tip from different folks, then there's something that's got to be looked into.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Now let's talk about how we can get this, because there is a little bit of a process. It's tied into the SOS system, which a lot of faculty, staff, and students are aware of right now. But kind of talk us through the process of what they need to do to get this app and have it on their phone. So.
Yeah, I had a big group that I was adding on. So first of all, adding the app onto your phone, it's going to instantly ask you for a personal access code. Okay. And a lot of the students looked at me like, I don't understand, it won't let me log in. So what you're going to do is you are going to go onto your sos.troy.edu.
We're seeing it on the screen here, kind of the process. And so
you'll log in with your information for the university. When you scroll down to the bottom of that page, you're going to find that personal access code that you can copy and paste onto the Omnilert app. And once you get in there, it'll take you right in. Of course, it'll ask if you do want notifications from the app.
And you see that's where you'd put the code in. It's going to show you when you download it and get it there. That's where you would stick that code in. It'll ask you for the notifications, and then we see the different screens, the options that they'll have there for them. That's where you were talking about there once you get the code in there. So
right.
And we're looking at the middle one is the confidential tip one on the screen there, of course, and then the call button on all three of those screens there. So that's what they can hit whenever there's something that they need help with.
Absolutely, that red alert button. That's what you're going to go to when you really need help.
When you need help, hit it instantaneously there. And obviously, this doesn't supplant calling 911. Obviously, that is there. If the opportunity is there, they need to call 911. If they want to just come up to an officer, they can do that. But this is another way to try to help keep the students connected, because it's a crazy world out there, and who knows what's going to happen.
Absolutely. And a lot of times, you don't feel comfortable and you're in a rush in an emergency situation. And that's what, getting some of the boys comfortable with the app, I've expressed, it's not necessarily that you're in trouble and afraid for your life, but you could be injured. I can't tell you how many times over the years that I've gone to an injured student on campus, and they're just laying there waiting for help. So it might not be a 911, I'm in fear for my life, but you could have a broken leg and you're sitting there and it's just easy to hit that app and, hey, I need
somebody
to
gets there because there's nowhere else to go, because you don't want to cause a big scene just because you had an accident and it did something like that. So, well, obviously this sounds like it's a good opportunity for students to feel a little bit safer here on campus. I want to thank you for joining us here today and give us some information about the Omnilert app. Thanks for joining us.
Yes, thank you.
And thank you for joining us on today's edition of Trojan Talk.